Is Ariana Grande okay? That is the question, and I just may have some answers for you, so let's lock in. Ariana Grande showed up at the Wicked For Good New York premiere, and instead of the bubbly, Glinda energy we're used to, she walked that carpet looking delicate, frail even, and then came the moment that sent the internet spiraling. She literally asked the photographers to stop shouting at her. She steps onto the carpet, smiles, lifts her hands ever so gently, and says, "This is so peaceful, see?" In like the softest little voice, like she's trying to calm down a room full of toddlers. Except it was grown adults with expensive cameras screaming for her attention. Everyone expected red carpet diva energy, and she gave kindergarten teacher. And instantly the question popped up everywhere. Is she okay? Because this wasn't the usual Ariana being cutesy. This was the kind of energy you give when you're exhausted, overstimulated, and one flash away from evaporating into glitter. She and Cynthia Erivo didn't do the usual media interviews either. They gave photographers a few little poses, smiled, and then dipped out. Cynthia's voice was apparently gone, and Ariana said she needed to rest too, which only fueled the concern, because if Ari can't even talk for 3 minutes on the carpet, something is off. And honestly, this moment is hitting different because it comes right after the chaos at the Singapore premiere. Like, the man, the internet calls him Pajama Man, literally rushed her on the yellow carpet and grabbed her shoulder. Cynthia had to jump in and shield her like a Broadway bodyguard. Ariana looked terrified afterwards, and ever since then you can actually tell she's been moving like someone who's hyper aware of her surroundings. So now she's back in New York, surrounded by screaming photographers, still very tense from that scare, and everyone's yelling at her to turn left, turn right, look over here, look over there, and she snaps into self-preservation mode. Not dramatic, not diva, just exhausted. But people aren't only worried about her behavior, they're worried about her appearance. Fans are basically screaming into the void about how frail she looks lately, and it's not just celebrity skinny, it's like someone get this girl a sandwich and a hug skinny. People have noticed she's been losing weight for months. Her face is sharper, her arms look thinner, and the dress she wore at the premiere made her look almost weightless. How she used to float. Now she looks like she might drift away. It's honestly giving ethereal fairy, and I haven't slept in 3 weeks at the same time. I mean, Ariana has been open before about how much she hates people talking about her body. She says she feels like she's under a microscope, so I'm sorry if you're talking about it. But people, are examining her like a science project. And let's be real, every time she steps outside, the world turns into her personal little petri dish. Plus, she admitted recently that she disappeared into her Wicked role, fully submerged herself into the character. She filmed both parts for years, changed her voice, her mannerisms, her entire vibe, and now she's emerging looking like someone who left half her energy back on set. So when she's on a carpet softly asking, a room of grown adults, screaming her name to please just be quiet for a second, yeah, it's not about etiquette, it's not about being polite, it's not attention seeking. People online are split. I mean, some think she's being sensitive, others think she's genuinely struggling. But the truth is, Ariana's been through trauma, pressure, body criticism, breakup, stalkers, career whiplash, nonstop public scrutiny. It's not wild that she wants one peaceful moment on a carpet that usually feels like a war zone. So is she okay? On the surface, sure. She smiled, she posed, she joked about the silence, but underneath, you can see the cracks. You can see a woman who's doing her best while clearly running off of fumes. So yeah, these new Wicked photos aren't just, cute premiere pics. They're like a giant flashing neon sign asking the real question, which is Ariana Grande actually okay right now, or is she just pretending she is? Ariana Grande just had a scary encounter with a deranged fan, and the tea about who he really is piping hot, so buckle up. Okay, pause the light show and check it out. Something very weird just went down with Ariana Grande, and if you're thinking it's just fan crazy chaos, you're only half right, because this one, it's so bizarre, so unsettling, it screams, when did the line between fame and personal safety completely disappear? So Ariana is walking the yellow brick carpet for the premiere of Wicked For Good in Singapore, all glam, glowing, minding her business. Then out of nowhere, a man in a white shirt jumps the barrier, charges her, grabs her, and starts bouncing up and down like he just won front row tickets to chaos. Now security freaks out. Cynthia Erivo and Michelle Yeoh rush to actually help her, and Ariana looks completely completely shocked. The moment was caught on video and you can literally see her like freeze up. The man's name is Johnson Wen, and if that sounds familiar, well, it's because this guy is like the self-appointed menace of celebrity events. He's done this before. He rushed the stage at a Katy Perry concert in Sydney. He tried to pull a similar stunt during the Weeknd set, and he even ran onto the track during the Paris Olympic men's 100-meter final. Like, sir, go home, touch some grass, honestly. And what makes it worse is that after the Ariana incident, he posted a clip of himself saying, "Thank you for letting me jump on the yellow carpet with you," as if it was a cute collab and not straight up harassment. Like, he literally tried to make it sound like a meet cute moment instead of a terrifying breach of security. So now everyone's asking, what is going on with Ariana? Why does it feel like she's always in the middle of some strange, slightly cursed storyline lately? I mean, from the divorce to the drama surrounding her Wicked role and now this, like, something just feels off. But this isn't just about her, this is about the way fame has completely warped boundaries. The idea that someone thinks they can physically run up on a celebrity in public multiple times and still manage to get into more events, that's not fandom anymore. That's obsession mixed with delusion. And Ariana's silence on this says a lot. I mean, she hasn't publicly commented, and honestly, she shouldn't have to. You can see everything you need to in her body language. I mean, she looks scared, and it's not hard to imagine why. I mean, imagine doing your job, promoting your movie, walk in, and suddenly some random man lunges at you on camera. I mean, it's not funny fan energy. It's honestly violating. This also exposes, though, how unreliable celebrity event security can actually be. I mean, we're talking about a major Hollywood premiere for a blockbuster film, and a known serial stage rusher still managed to get that close? That's a major fail. I mean, if he can reach Ariana, who else is vulnerable? Because if this were anyone else, not a pop star, not a celebrity, that man would have been tackled before he got within 10 feet. But here's the bigger picture. People like Wen thrive on virality, right? They do it for the clip, for the attention, for the gram, for that 5 seconds of chaos that lives forever online. It's not just obsession, honestly, it's content. And that's where things get really dark, because in this world, even endangering someone's safety can get you clicks. If I were her, I'd triple my security, ditch the public carpet strolls for a while, and let Cynthia Erivo handle the press line solo, because clearly the yellow brick road isn't safe, not when fame attracts both the adoration and the insanity. So while Ariana might move on from this moment fast, trust me, the internet won't. This is going to spark another wave of think pieces, TikToks, and conspiracy theories about her energy or vibe shift, when in reality, all she did was exist in public while famous. At the end of the day, something's definitely wrong, and maybe it's not Ariana at all. I mean, maybe it's just us, or just him, truthfully. I mean, he needs to be evaluated and checked out. It's giving like very unstable, and I'm not here for it. Are Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater heading to the altar or heading to couples counseling? Here's what we know. All right, buckle up, because Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater's happily ever after, yeah, it's over. Toast, gone, done, finished. Remember when they were the, it couple, meeting on Wicked, sharing love songs, looking like a musical theater fairy tale? Yeah, well, apparently fairy tales in Hollywood come with disclaimers. Wedding bells were supposedly ringing, secret engagement rumors were flying, but turns out those bells, they were more like the sound of a relationship dumpster fire. Ariana is officially done, allegedly, like done, no more thank you next. This time it's goodbye next and don't call me. And Ethan, well, he's probably still confused, staring at his reflection, wondering why things went south, about to probably say, alright, I'm a head out, like the SpongeBob meme. But let's be real, he's likely too busy figuring out if he can even keep up with her career. I mean, according to some unnamed sources, he's allegedly just drowning in the circus of her life, whatever that means for him. I mean, he is also reportedly working to mend his relationship with his ex-wife Lily J to amicably co-parent their son, which of course adds another layer of complexity. So why the split? Well, word on the street, Ethan's just not the one. Ariana wants someone who could match her energy, her fame, her freak, her chaotic celebrity level life. And Ethan, well, sweetie, not even close, unfortunately. She's about world tours, album drops, awards, red carpets, and he's out here trying to figure out how to do laundry. Ariana doesn't do slow burn. She does meteoric and explosive and headline making energy. And if you can't keep up with that, you're just gonna get left in the dust, Honestly, you can't blame her. Hollywood Hollywood romances start hot. They burn brighter than the sun, and then they fizzle out faster than a cheap candle. I mean, so the moral of the story here is this. Ariana knows her worth. She's not wasting time on someone who can't step up to her level. So what's next for Ariana Grande? Well, maybe some new music, more world domination, maximum single energy, and the kind of headlines that make tabloids sweat. And Ethan, well, bless him. I mean, he's probably still trying to figure out what went wrong while everyone else is taking notes on how to rebound like Ariana. I mean, another high-profile Hollywood romance bites the dust, and honestly, it's giving legendary diva energy. Ariana's done with drama, done with heartbreak, and just fully focused on herself and her empire. So yeah, those wedding plans, we could say canceled. Love life, recalibrating. Headlines, I mean, they're already writing themselves literally. And let's be real, if anyone thought Ethan could keep up with Ariana Grande level chaos, bless his poor little heart, that was the first red flag. You can't do wicked Broadway pop superstardom in a serious relationship without, you know, hiring a stunt double for your own life. Ariana's not out here for casual love. She's out here for power couple energy, headline energy, the kind of energy that makes fans scream and tabloids cry. Ethan, he's like not even a cameo, and I don't even think he's on Cameo either. So yeah, there you have it. Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater's wedding, done, finished, over. The fairy tale is canceled. The fairy godmother said, bye, I quit, I'm out, and the pumpkin carriage honestly is probably somewhere stuck in traffic on like the high 190 or whatever. And if you thought the tea ended there, don't worry, Celebrity Land always has another plot twist, another heartbreak, and Ariana, well, she's still gonna be winning, you know, while Ethan's figuring out that he's outmatched. I mean, popcorn ready, tea is hot, gossip game strong, keep your eyes peeled because Ariana's about to turn this heartbreak into chart-topping, record-breaking, world-conquering magic. And honestly, the rest of us, we're just here for the whole show and the music.
Fans have been worried about Ariana Grande for quite a while now, and mostly it has to do with her appearance. Since filming her movie Wicked, Ariana has changed her appearance drastically, and one thing people have noticed is that she's lost a lot of weight. Like, so much that you can see her bones sticking out, and fans have been worried about this, theorizing that she could have some sort of eating disorder. Now, there has been a lot of speculation about her appearance, and Ariana actually addressed this in a video she posted online. She made a TikTok reminding followers, you never know what someone is going through. Even if you are coming from a loving place and a caring place, that person is probably working on it or has a support system that they are working on it with, Ariana said. So be gentle with each other and with yourselves. She added, there are so many different ways to look healthy and beautiful, adding that her previous figure people were comparing her to was the unhealthiest version of my body. I was on a lot of antidepressants and drinking on them and eating poorly, and at the lowest point of my life when I looked the way you consider my healthy, she said. But that in fact wasn't my healthy. Now, some people though don't believe her and think that she's saying this just to shut people up. But it seems like it didn't work as more and more people have been commenting on her appearance. Now, many people also speculate that she could have changed her look so drastically to get people to talk about that instead of her home-wrecking scandal. You see, Ariana was married to her partner Dalton Gomez when she first started filming Wicked, but then it was discovered that they separated and were getting a divorce. Then, rumors swirled that Ariana started a relationship with her Wicked co-star Ethan Slater, who apparently at the time had a wife and a young baby. People online were calling her a homewrecker and bashing on her constantly, with this becoming a huge scandal. Since then, Ethan's now ex-wife has come out and said that there's been no cheating and that she was separated from Ethan when he and Ariana got together. Some fans though don't believe that and think she's just saying that to protect Ethan and Ariana. Not to mention, Ariana has struggled with mental health challenges her entire life as she's gone through many traumatic events. In 2017, one of her concerts in Manchester was attacked and 22 people passed away due to it. Then just a year later in 2018, her ex-boyfriend Mac Miller passed away due to an overdose. Now he seemed to be head over heels for Ariana, while she had moved on to another relationship and was engaged to Pete Davidson. Due to this, many people online blamed Ariana for Mac's passing, which simply wasn't true, but she received a ton of hate and it wasn't fair. So as you can see, Ariana has gone through her fair share of troubles, and we hope that she gets the help that she needs because she's an inspiration for millions and we don't want to see anything bad happen to her.
This is a recent photo of Ariana Grande. It looks like she has had major weight loss, and some are concerned it's an unsafe amount of weight loss. Ariana Grande responds emotionally to criticism over perceived weight loss. Ariana Grande, whose recent appearance has led to public discussion about her weight, revealed that she has faced scrutiny about her body since her teenage years. She shared that she has learned to navigate these comments by focusing on her work and surrounding herself with supportive friends. Ariana, in an interview, said, "It's incredibly difficult to shield oneself from such commentary. The discomfort arises regardless of the perceived change in weight." Ariana emphasizes that this scrutiny, even from well-meaning sources like family members, can be deeply unsettling. She explains, "Even at a family gathering, if someone's grandmother remarks, 'Oh my God, you look thinner, what happened?' or 'You look heavier, what happened?' It's an invasive and distressing experience, regardless of the nature of the comment. I believe our current society has become overly comfortable with making such observations, which is deeply concerning. But the reason why her weight loss is coming up again right now is because of how extremely thin her appearance is." Wicked controversy. The highly publicized romance between Ariana Grande and her Wicked co-star Ethan Slater, while he was still married, generated significant controversy and backlash. The Homewrecker accusations stemmed from the public perception that Ariana Grande's relationship with Ethan Slater began while he was still married to his wife, Lily J. This perception led many to believe that Grande's involvement contributed to the breakdown of Slater's marriage, leading to the accusations. From homewrecking to Ariana Grande being caught on video surveillance footage inside a California donut shop. The video showed her licking donuts displayed in a glass case, an act considered unsanitary and disrespectful to food safety regulations. Furthermore, while interacting with the bakery staff, Grande was heard saying, "I hate Americans, I hate America." This statement, captured on the video, sparked widespread outrage and criticism. Disrespecting America, her statement, "I hate Americans, I hate America," was widely condemned as unpatriotic and insensitive, especially given her large American fanbase. Pete Davidson controversy. Ariana Grande publicly embarrassed Pete Davidson through her music. Thank You Next. Grande's song Thank You Next is believed to be about her past relationships, including Davidson. Some lyrics might have been perceived as critical or hurtful, potentially causing embarrassment for Davidson. The relationship with Pete Davidson was very intense and fast-moving. During their 5-month relationship, which included a 4-month engagement, Grande and Davidson acquired an extensive collection of matching tattoos. Both of them were ready to settle down and spend the rest of their lives together. But then things shifted very quickly for Ariana Grande. Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande have been feuding for years. Scooter Braun for sure has a lot to do with this. One significant factor is the involvement of Scooter Braun, a prominent music manager who managed both Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande. Braun's acquisition of Taylor Swift's masters in 2019 sparked controversy and a public feud between Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun, potentially creating tension between Swift's camp and Grande, who was associated with Braun. The 7 Rings copyright controversy stemmed from accusations that Ariana Grande's 2019 hit song, 7 Rings, plagiarized elements from other musical works. Similarities to Pretty Boy swag? One of the most prominent claims was that 7 Rings bore striking similarities to Soulja Boy's 2008 song, Pretty Boy Swag, particularly in terms of flow and delivery. Critics pointed to perceived similarities in the rhythmic structure and vocal inflections. Soulja Boy himself publicly expressed his belief that Grande's song sounded like his own. Beyond Soulja Boy, You Need It, I Got It. Hip-hop artist Josh Stone, who performs under the name Dot, filed a lawsuit claiming that 7 Rings copied the hook from his 2017 song, You Need It, I Got It. Stone alleged that the hook in Grande's song, I Want It, I Got It, I Want It, I Got It, was strikingly similar to his own song's hook. This lawsuit eventually settled out of court.
Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater are still wickedly in love, or are they? These are some red flags in their relationship you may not have noticed. One of the biggest red flags in Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater's relationship is the timeline. They met on the set of Wicked in late 2022 when both were still legally married, Ariana to Dalton Gomez and Ethan to Lily J. Their divorces came later, but the overlap has raised a lot of eyebrows. When a new romance begins before old commitments are fully resolved, it creates questions about trust and honesty from the very start. The second red flag is how quickly the relationship moved. Both Ariana and Ethan seemed to jump into things almost immediately after their marriages ended. That kind of speed can be dangerous because without time to heal, people often carry unresolved baggage into the next relationship. Quick rebounds tend to spark comparisons, insecurities, and emotional overlap. Now, the third red flag is how defensive the public response has been. Rumors of cheating and betrayal flooded social media and headlines, and Ariana herself has pushed back by criticizing the tabloids and calling the coverage negativity. But refusing to clarify details while shutting down the conversation only fuels more speculation. When you're constantly on the defense, it suggests there may be more beneath the surface. Another major red flag is the impact on the people left behind. Ethan's ex-wife Lily J has said she was blindsided and called her family collateral damage. That kind of public pain doesn't just disappear, it lingers, and it can create tension in a new relationship when the past still feels unsettled. And finally, there's the shift from private to public. For months, Ariana and Ethan kept things very quiet, no red carpets, no PDA, no confirmation. Then suddenly, they stepped out together hand in hand at a major event, putting their relationship on display. That transition often exposes cracks. When you go from secrecy to spotlight, even flaw, or every flaw, is magnified and every doubt is questioned. So what does this all mean? Red flags don't always mean a relationship will fail, but they are signals that something needs attention, honesty, and work. For Ariana and Ethan, the timeline, the speed, the defensiveness, the collateral damage, and the sudden spotlight are all factors that could make or break them. The real question is whether they can face the past openly and build something that can survive the pressure. What do you think? Are these just bumps in this passionate romance or signs of something much bigger? Ariana's secret past with Big Sean. The late Naya Rivera, who was previously engaged to Big Sean, caught Ariana Grande with him one day. Naya wrote in her 2016 book, Sorry Not Sorry, on the one day that he was back in LA, Sean said he didn't want to see me, but since he had a key, she let herself into his house. She said, I walk in, go downstairs, and guess what little girl is sitting cross-legged on the couch listening to music? It rhymes with Smariana Schmonde. Many fans, of course, believe that Naya was talking about Ariana. The beloved actress went out to explain that she felt blindsided by her and Sean's split. She said, I learned that I was no longer getting married from the internet. And at the same time as the rest of the world, not only were we not getting married, we weren't even together anymore. Big Sean has never made any comments about Naya's retelling of events, and Grande has never publicly addressed Rivera's accusation either, and her rep still is not commenting on the claim all these years later. Next, we have the Ariana donut scandal. Ariana found herself once again in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Now, in July of 2015, footage surfaced of her and then boyfriend Ricky Alvarez at a donut shop. In the viral clip, Ariana is seen licking pastries as an employee has their back turned. When a tray of donuts was brought out, she said, "What the F is this? I hate Americans. I hate America. That's disgusting." Ariana was instantly met with backlash and outrage from fans and viewers, of course. People were offended. It gave listeners a reason to boycott. The owners of the shop actually released the security cam footage of all of this and made an outrage post, and people blew it up. The singer did go on to issue an apology, and in a pivot to try to reclaim the narrative, Grande tweeted in her apology and said, "I am extremely proud to be an American, and I've always made it clear that I love my country. As an advocate for healthy eating, food is very important to me, and I sometimes get upset by how freely we as Americans eat and consume things without giving any thought to the consequences that it has on our health and society as a whole." She explained all of that, acknowledging that she should have had more discretion with her choice of words. In the Grande scheme of things, it wasn't her finest moment, but it wasn't life-altering either. And it didn't actually define her, but it did leave a lasting impact on some fans who, to this day, don't respect her because of it. So it did change how a lot of people viewed her forever. Cultural appropriation claims. Now, Ariana has been accused of blackfishing and other instances of cultural appropriation throughout the years. In 2019, she was actually called out for exploiting exploiting Asian culture after she used Japanese character in her visuals. She wrote in a now deleted tweet about her tattoos, "I can't read or write kanji, obviously, what do you want me to do? It was done out of love and appreciation." She continued to say, "What do you want me to say? You know how many people make this mistake and don't care just because they like how it looks? Bruh, I care so much. What would you like me to do or say, for real?" Now, the hand tattoo was supposed to say 7 rings to pay homage to her song by the same name, but instead it actually paid homage to a Japanese barbecue grill. She later wrote, "Please leave me and my tambourine grill alone, thank you." Her apparent nonchalance, didn't stop Twitter from showering her with memes and mockery. Some were ironically sympathetic though. One Twitter user wrote, "Met with all the Asians, and our official ruling is that the Ariana Grande tattoo is good." She eventually got it fixed and took to Twitter to share the news. She posted a pic and said, "Slightly better, thanks to my tutor for helping me fix it. RIP tiny charcoal grill. Miss you, man, I actually really liked you." It was a running joke on social media, of course. Many people thought it was hilarious, and one user online said, "Maybe she really likes to barbecue. I've known several people like her. My oldest brother will fire up the grill," he owns about 5, "at the slightest encouragement." But that's not all the singer was called out for. Ariana was also selling merch at the time with Japanese characters on it. The items were taken down from her site. She wrote that amid the controversy. Now, people on this app really don't know how to be forgiving or gentle when someone has made an innocent mistake. No one considers feelings other than their own. Ariana Grande's romance with Ethan Slater has been questionable at best. In July 2023, reports surfaced that Ariana Grande and her former husband Dalton Gomez were separating after 2 years of marriage. Shortly after their breakup, rumors swirled that Ariana had begun a new relationship with her Wicked co-star. At the time, Ethan was married to Lily J, which caused some suspicions about timelines. Now, according to a source, Ethan had informed, his ex-wife about his romance with Ariana days before it became public. And after the news broke, Lily gave her side of the story to Page 6, saying, "Ariana's the story, really, not a girl's girl. My family's just collateral damage." Ariana Grande has dated some of the biggest stars in Hollywood, right? From Saturday Night Live, Pete Davidson, to the late rapper Mac Miller. But her relationship with Ethan has gotten the most attention, of course, because of the drama tied to it. The American actor and singer is actually best known for playing the title role in SpongeBob SquarePants, the Broadway musical, which he actually received a Tony nomination for. Ethan joined the cast of Wicked the movie in December of 2022, and by March 2023, Ethan and Ariana are photographed together on Instagram. But it was through someone else's post though, so nothing too crazy or suspecting of that, you know what I mean? Now, by May 2023, the two film a scene in Wicked together, and they're actually photographed holding each other's arms, which caused a little speculation. And by July 2023, it's alleged that Ariana secretly split from her husband, and a couple days after that, a source confirms that Ariana and Ethan began dating officially. Now, according to an insider, the couple quickly bonded on set, with a source saying, it felt like it was obvious on the set from early on. They were very sweet to each other and often seen laughing together. The source adds, everyone just thought they were both happily married and didn't expect them to end up dating. However, the report adds that the couple's romance didn't blossom until Grande had separated from her husband and Slater had separated from his wife of 4 years, Lily, who he also shares a child with. Now, 2 months after it's announced that Grande and Gomez have quietly separated, the singer files for divorce, which is quickly followed by a filing response from Gomez. Now, a source then said by October 2023, the couple allegedly moved in together, kicking off, the promotional cycle for her 7th studio album, Eternal Sunshine. Grande also releases the single Yes and in January 2024, which appears to call out critics who commented negatively on her relationship with Slater. So that whole song was kind of geared towards that, allegedly. Now, in November of 2024, at the LA premiere of Wicked, the two are seen having several sweet moments on the red carpet, with Grande stopping to fix, Slater's bow tie as the cameras clicked. And while there, she is reminded by an Entertainment Tonight interviewer about the time at the Australian premiere of the film when Slater was actually seen carrying her train of her dress. She said, "Yes, it's always like that. He's always that adorable, and he's so amazing in this film. He's such an amazing person. I'm so happy people are getting to know him. My heart is very happy." Slater then also said, "I'm so proud of Ariana. She's incredible in this movie, and now to be able to share in the celebration of it, I'm just grateful." When Grande got her first Oscar nomination, Ethan gushed over it and actually shared a tribute to her on his Instagram. And when the Oscars premiered just recently on March 2nd, you could actually see Slater getting very teary-eyed as he walked watch Ariana perform on stage alongside Cynthia Erivo. So, I mean, although the relationship has had a rocky go, they seem to be in love and happy for now. The problem is many of her longtime fans didn't approve of the way in which she got into this relationship with Ethan and made it very clear on social media. It's changed how people view her, and she has lost a lot of fans and followers, which, you know, in this day and age, that's very important. Your follower count is basically like a credit score. Ariana's alleged diva behavior. Now, since the beginning of her career, Grande has been accused of making outrageous demands and demonstrating unprofessional behavior. In 2014, rumors swirled that Grande's team had a list of off-limit topics prepared for interviewers, and that Grande only wanted to be photographed on her left side. She called the reports nonsense in a radio interview at the time, but Grande opened up about being labeled, you know, a diva during a 2020 sit-down with Zane Lowe. She said, "I stopped doing interviews for a really long time because I felt like whenever I would get into a position where somebody would try to say something for clickbait or twist my words or blah blah blah, I would defend myself. And then people would be like, oh, she's a diva." I was like, this doesn't make any sense. While she felt like, you know, opinions were often manipulated for a headline, Grande didn't see the same thing happening to men in the public eye. You know, she said, like, it's like when men express their opinions or defend themselves or are directing something and making notes on something, they're brilliant and they're genius at it. And yet, it's just not the same thing with women. It's not always that way, but it does make you want to quiet down a little bit. Now, Grande confessed that it hasn't always been easy to approach negativity with that kind of, you know, F that attitude. Ariana was also accused of not liking her fans, so in a 2024 interview with Vanity Fair, they actually hooked her up to a lie detector test. Now, during the test, her fans were addressed and she was asked if she loved them. She said, "I love them always, but I think sometimes they can hurt my feelings. Sometimes I don't like them, but I love them always." Does that make sense? Grande passed the test, answering truthfully and adding, you know, "It's a hard relationship, I think. It's sort of weirdly parasocial, but it feels very real to me. So sometimes it's hard, but I love them very much." Now, lover or hater, she's one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, right? And while she didn't win an Oscar for Wicked this year, there's always part 2 coming out, which might sweep the awards next year, so stay tuned. What do you guys think of Ariana though? Has your mind changed on her over the years? Let me know.
Joining the ranks of Megan Fox, Martha Stewart, and Olivia Culpo in confirming which cosmetic procedures she's had and hasn't done. As for how we know she's telling the truth, well, the Thank You Next singer addressed the rumors while hooked up to Vanity Fair's notorious lie detector test. In the 21-minute long YouTube video, Ariana Grande and her co-star from the upcoming Wicked movie, Cynthia Erivo, took turns asking each other some of the public's most asked about questions, and in doing so, put some rumors to rest. In the video that hit the internet on September 30th, Ariana and Cynthia took turns. They were like, okay, let's see, let's chat about the moon landing. Let's talk about whether or not we're workaholics. And of course, Ariana's alleged cosmetic procedures. And they didn't hold back. So, for starters, Erivo asked if Grande had ever gotten a nose job. And Ariana was like, no. And then she inquired about a boob job, or, you know, implants. And Ariana was like, no, can you imagine? And then Cynthia was like, okay, did you get a facelift? And Ariana was like, no, not yet, I'm open. And she was grinning while she said it, and the polygraph examiner was like, yeah, she is being truthful. And the operator's nose job verdict, by the way, also, she's telling the truth. And Ariana looked like she could not have been more thrilled by this vindication. She said, "This is the best day of my life. Take that, you YouTube people," seemingly addressing the countless internet sleuths who love to speculate about her appearance. Oopsies. But the interrogation didn't stop there. Erivo then asked if Grande had in fact gotten a fox eye lift, which is one of the most persistent rumors about Ariana Grande's appearance. And she said, "No, but I discovered it through people who thought I did." And I said, "Thank you." "Okay, what about a chin implant?" And Ariana was like, "How do they do that? No." And then finally, she did get into what she's had done. She said she's had fillers in various places and Botox, but I stopped like 4 years ago. And that is the extent. And she did also go on to say, "But also I am in full support of all people who do these things. Work. Whatever makes women, men, non-gender conforming people feel beautiful should be allowed. Why do we care?" Good question, honestly. And the polygraph examiner then confirmed she's telling the truth. Ariana Grande has spoken out against undergoing plastic surgery, specifically a Brazilian butt lift, or more commonly known as a BBL. In an interview with Vanity Fair, she expressed contentment with her physique. She's like, "No, that wouldn't work for me. I don't think that's my thing, and like, I'm okay with that, you know?" In a September 2023 episode of Vogue Beauty Secrets, that was when Ariana first shared that she had stopped getting cosmetic injectables. She said, "Full transparency as a beauty person, as I do my lips," which, by the way, she did found like a whole beauty company. REM. She mentioned she's had a ton of lip filler over the years and Botox, but she stopped in 2018 because she just felt too much. She felt like she was hiding. And she began tearing up before explaining that for a long time, beauty was about hiding for her. That she mentioned that I, over the years, used makeup as a disguise or as something to hide behind. More hair, more and more, the thicker the eyeliner. And that can be so beautiful at times, and she still does have love for it. She went on to say that she supports those who want to get plastic surgery, but she says that she knew for her, she was just like, oh, she wanted to see her well-earned cry lines and smile lines. She said she hopes her smile lines get deeper and deeper, and she laughs more and more, and she just thinks aging can be such a beautiful thing. She's like, but now, might I get a facelift in 10 years? Might, yeah. But these are just thoughts that I feel like we should be able to discuss if we're sitting here talking about beauty secrets. She said, F it, let's lay it all out there. And Ariana's vulnerability was met with a lot of love on social media. Among those showing support, her Wicked co-star and boyfriend Ethan Slater, who was quick to throw her post a like. Since the romance went public, I think it was like last year before, the couple have used social media to show some subtle support. In fact, Ethan, who temporarily made his Instagram account private in the wake of the new romance news, posted for the first time in quite a few months on September 6th of last year, sharing a carousel of images he captioned, "Spam a lot, not pictured." And Ariana was sure to like SpongeBob SquarePants, the Broadway musical alum's post. News of Ethan and Ariana's romance came just days after the pair had split from their respective spouses. The Grammy winner and Dalton Gomez confirmed their breakup on July 17th, while Ethan filed for divorce from his wife of 4 years, Lily J, with whom he shares a young son the following week. A source at the time told E! News that Ariana and Ethan were both separated for a while before they got together, while a second insider noted that Ariana and Dalton do remain friends. And while we love any and all transparency when it comes to plastic surgery and cosmetic procedures, it's worth noting, by the way, going back to earlier, that polygraphs and lie detector tests have been repeatedly debunked as pseudoscience. And what's more, according to the American Psychological Association, most psychologists agree that there is little evidence that polygraph tests can accurately detect lies. That being said, they sure do make for great content, so while I love seeing these videos out and about, just take it with a grain of salt, because Ariana was a little too excited when the lie detector was like, "You're right," and she's like, "Huh, see?" Speaking of which, earlier this year, Ariana Grande's older brother, Frankie, publicly debuted his post-plastic surgery face, Where the Stars Are, on Broadway. He said, "Took my new nose out to see New York. She loved the whiz." I think this was posted on July 8th on Instagram. The performer shared photos of the Big Apple excursion, where he was accompanied by his mom, Joan Grande, and friends. Frankie managed to look effortlessly chic in a black lace collar top while showing off his voluminous platinum blonde hair. However, his unique nose accessory is what really tied the look together. After sharing a series of glam-filled photos, Frankie wrapped the post up with a makeup-free bedside selfie. Couple hours later, Frankie shared a video via Instagram stories of his new nose without the cast after going to a routine checkup appointment. "So today I got the cast off my nose and it just blew up like a balloon," which apparently is supposed to happen, but it freaked me out a teeny bit, but still very excited, the former America's Best Dance crew judge said. So it was really swollen, right? Like the first day after surgery, and then took a whole week to come back down to looking cute like it did yesterday. And I was like, oh my god, this is so cute. I can visualize it, and then they took the cast off today, and it went. Frankie concluded the message by revealing that he is restarting the unswelling process, and he cannot wait to take the nose tape off for the final reveal. Frankie was transparent about his plastic surgery journey, and shared his post-op selfies on Instagram on July 7th. And not only did he have a full nose splint, but the YouTuber's head was still wrapped in an ear guard and his eyes were still very bruised from the procedure. Ariana showered her brother with love in the comment section of the post, writing, "Perfect and always, always." A fan wrote, "I thought it was gonna say, finally Pride Month is over," with laughing emojis, sending healing vibes, and Frankie replied, "Honestly, that too." Now, this isn't the first time that the singer has given his fans the inside scoop about his beauty practices. In fact, he shared his wedding prep before getting married to husband Holly Leon in May of 2022, saying he definitely started with Botox and filler, he had really significant bags under his eyes due to genetics, and there was nothing he could really do to address them except for filler. And this is what he told news outlets, I think 4 months before he got married. He said it took a long time for him to get rid of the bags under his eyes, but now he doesn't need to get filler at all anymore. It is not something he's ever needed to get touched up, it's just perfect. It's been like this for 8 years, so shout out to Dr. Lancer, who was great. Frankie also recalled the moment he decided to first get Botox. So I've never really had wrinkles that were etched into my face or deep lines on my forehead. I never got them. So basically I did what some call pre-rejuvenation, but he was doing it before there was a name for it. And there was a lot of fans that were quick to send their love and support. I'm very happy for you. I wish you a good recovery. We love you, Frankie, one person said. Somebody else shouted king. Somebody else was like, perfection runs in the family. And it's like, we love to see it. And Ariana's unwavering support for Frankie isn't new. On National Sibling Day earlier this year, the YouTube personality shared his gratitude for his little sister's role in his life with a selfie of the pair that he posted to his Instagram account. He said, "I wanted to take a moment to thank the best sister in the world for being there for me through thick and thin. From helping me with my sobriety journey to showing up for me at big moments in my life and career, you are the best sister anyone could ask for, and I'm eternally proud of you and all the sunshine you continue to spread in this world." And as Frankie rocks his new look and Ariana lights up film and TV, their unshakable support for each other highlights just how much family matters.
Basically, Ethan plays the character of Bach, and that character is obsessed with Glinda the Good Witch, Ariana, but she doesn't really want anything to do with him romantically in the movie. It's not the case in real life. The two are officially a couple, which would be adorable. Everybody loves it when two cute co-stars make it official. Tom Holland and Zendaya, Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens. The difference here is that both Ariana and Ethan were married, and Ethan had a very young child that Ariana allegedly held, but that's not confirmed. This is not the first time Ariana has done something like this, so there were warning signs. Naya Rivera tried to warn us because this situation literally happened to her when she was with Big Sean. Not 100% the same, of course, but similar. Naya and Big Sean were engaged for a few months. They got engaged in October 2013, but Big Sean broke it off by April 2014. Before that happened, there were rumors circulating that the pair wasn't doing too well. Naya did actually confirm this in her book, Sorry Not Sorry, Dreams, Mistakes, and Growing Up. She wrote, "We'd been fighting for 5 days straight while he was traveling, and then on the day that he was back in LA, he said he didn't really want to see me." However, Naya wasn't ready to just give up on her fiance. Plus, she was his fiance, so she had a key to his house, and she was gonna use it. She did go to his home and let herself in, and was met with a pretty big surprise. She writes, "Guess what little girl is sitting cross-legged on the couch listening to music? It rhymes with Shmariana Shmonday." Even though she basically name-dropped Ariana, and Ariana and Sean started dating the same year, Ariana, nor a rep of hers, has addressed the book. Though she did famously reference Big Sean in her song Thank You Next, opening the song with the lyric, "Thought I'd end up with Sean, but he wasn't a match." Big Sean did address his previous relationship with Naya when he wrote the song I Don't F With You. The small silver lining here is no kids were involved this time. Naya's son was not from her relationship with Big Sean, but instead with her ex-husband Ryan Dorsey, so that's good at least. Ariana and Big Sean dated for about 8 months before breaking up. Jeanette McCurdy revealed some details about her working relationship with Ariana when they starred on the Nickelodeon show Sam and Cat together. In particular, she revealed that Ariana wasn't always there. Both girls had starred on different Nickelodeon hit shows before this one, with McCurdy as Sam and iCarly and Grande as Cat and Victorious. They combined forces in Sam and Cat, keeping the same characters. It was slated to be a hit show. However, right as they were filming season 1, Ariana's music career started to take off. McCurdy's book, I'm Glad My Mom Died, details how Grande used to regularly miss filming, writing that Ariana was missing so she could go sing in award shows, record new songs, and do press for her upcoming album. While in her own words, McCurdy said she had to angrily hold down the fort. McCurdy does admit that a lot of her ill will towards Ariana was rooted in jealousy. She was jealous of the fact that Ariana was able to miss work and McCurdy couldn't. In the chapter, McCurdy writes that she had to turn down 2 features she had booked while on iCarly because the team working on the show wouldn't write her out of the episode so she could shoot the movies. However, while filming Sam and Cat, Ariana would sometimes miss up to a week at a time. McCurdy writes, "The week where I was told Ariana would not be here at all and that they would write around her absence this episode by having her character be locked in a box? Are you kidding me? So I have to turn down movies while Ariana's off whistle-toning at the Billboard Music Awards?" Continuing with, "This is what it is. Ariana misses work in pursuit of her music career while I act with a box." Apparently, the straw that really broke the camel's back, what really made McCurdy dislike Ariana, was when Ariana told McCurdy she had spent the previous evening playing charades at Tom Hanks' house. First of all, that is so cool, dream night right there, but McCurdy did further write that this moment was what took it too far
bar and that after this, every time she misses work, it feels like a personal attack, which implies Ariana continued to put the show on the back burner. Victoria Justice and Ariana have been under internet speculation ever since the infamous "I Think We All Sang" video hit the screen. I love that video. The two girls both starred on the hit show together, Victorious, with Ariana as Kat Valentine and Victoria as Tori Vega. It's interesting actually that Ariana seemed to put her singing career so far above her acting career and missed so much Sam and Kat filming because in 2013 it seems she actually wanted to do 2 shows with Nickelodeon at once. Back in 2013, this website called Ask FM was really popular. You would create a profile and people can ask you questions anonymously or publicly. Ariana allegedly had one of those and used it to respond to a Victorious fan that had accused the show Sam and Kat of ruining Victorious. The fan wrote, "Victorious didn't have closure because of Sam and Kat, no matter what you people say. You're obviously just trying to protect yourselves from the hate." Ariana did not appreciate this and again allegedly responded, "Sweetheart, the only reason Victorious ended is because one girl didn't want to do it. She chose to do a solo tour instead of a cast tour. If we had done a cast tour, Nickelodeon would have ordered another season of Victorious while Sam and Kat filmed simultaneously, but she chose otherwise. I'm sick of this." While the response never named Victoria directly, Victoria did go off on a tour in 2013. It wasn't purely solo though, it was the summer break tour and it featured Victoria and the band Big Time Rush. Victoria did send out a suspicious tweet shortly after the Ask FM post that read, "Some people would throw someone that they consider a friend under the bus just to make themselves look good. Hashtag stop being a phony, hashtag if they only knew." Of course, we don't know for sure who Victoria was tweeting about. Ariana herself has actually warned us about her relationship habits a few times. She has multiple songs that indicate that she has gone after people in a relationship. Most obvious choice being, "Break up with your girlfriend, I'm bored." A song from her album, Thank You Next. Another example is from the song One Last Time off the album My Everything. And One Last Time, Ariana sings, "Baby, I don't care if you got her in your heart, all I really care is you wake up in my arms." The album was released in August of 2014, the same month Ariana and Big Sean's relationship went public. This is going to sound so ridiculous, but Frankie Grande kind of predicted Ethan Slater's involvement in Ariana's life by looking like him. Frankie Grande is Ariana's brother, by the way. But like seriously, when you put photos of these two side by side, the resemblance is uncanny. It's unsettling to say the least. Thankfully, the two guys keep their fashion choice and their hairstyles very separate, so the resemblance isn't perfect, but they do have very similar facial features. Celebrity in her own world, the character of Regina George has served as a warning about Ariana's dating habits. In the film Mean Girls, Regina George goes after her new friend Katie's crush Aaron Samuels. After she finds out Katie is into him, she takes him back. Hopefully, most people watching this video have seen Mean Girls. If not, go watch it. It's not required or anything, it's just a good movie. Anyway, in the Thank You Next video, Ariana takes a few iconic movies from the early 2000s, uses those popular scenes in them to make the video. Let me be clear, I love this music video. I think it was so well done and I still watch it every once in a while. It was iconic. Mean Girls was one of the movies they used and Ariana played Regina George, the one who gets with her friend's crush only to cheat on him later. Yeah, it's a fun character to play, but also a little bit, just a little too real. Before dating Ethan, Ariana was married to Dalton Gomez. Before marrying Ariana, Dalton was dating Ricky Barton, a holistic health coach. There aren't many details available on how exactly their relationship ended, but fans were given a single crumb thanks to an Instagram story posted by Ricky. Using a meme format, she posted a picture of herself with the caption, "When you see your ex with the person they told you not to worry about." The timing was what made the Instagram story suspicious, as it was posted shortly after the news broke that Ariana and Dalton were dating. We are back in 2013 and looking at Ariana's ex-boyfriend's Jay Brooks' lengthy Twitter rant about Ariana cheating on him. Jay Brooks and Ariana Grande dated for just under a year, with the relationship for sure ending in October 2013. Brooks posted a lengthy rant on Twitter about how he was cheated on and how he wasn't doing well with it, but ready to move on, how much he loved Ariana. It really was something. It looks like the goal of the long rant wasn't to get Ariana back, but instead to get the public to stop asking about his relationship with her and act as like closure for him. He was an 18-year-old boy. I won't pretend to know about that thought process. Either way, he was clearly very hurt. Ariana did respond to the long rant with her own Twitter thread. She wrote, "Woke up this morning in complete and utter shock. I guess I shouldn't be so surprised. You said to me if I didn't come back to you, you'd make me look bad to the entire world. I'm no longer afraid of you or your lies anymore. I'm going to be the lady my mother raised and carry myself with class and dignity, but I will never be any man's press opportunity." Before there was Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson, there was Cassie David and Pete Davidson. Both Cassie and Pete are comedians and actors. Cassie is also an author. The two were dating for 2.5 years, and David's 2020 book, No One Asked for This, is shedding some light on the end of their relationship. The book is a collection of essays, and in one she reveals that she initially ended things with Davidson because she was unable to prove to him she loved him back, so they took a little break. Just a few days later though, she called to try and work things out, but Davidson told her he was okay with the break and that he was the happiest he had ever been. According to the Los Angeles Times, David wrote that he dumped her over text 2 days later, and then very shortly after that, like a single day after that, Pete and Ariana were seen together. Ariana had been a musical guest on SNL in the past and hosted the show, so her and Davidson had definitely known each other previously. David was understandably pretty upset and initially didn't want to talk about the situation, sharing with the Los Angeles Times, "Writing about it has caused me a ton of anxiety, especially because I talk so much about hating the attention it brought me. Why would I bring more attention to myself by writing about it? But there's nothing that's gonna be worse than what I already experienced with that. Hey, if someone can write songs and comedy specials about past relationships, she should be able to write some essays."
We're gonna start the Homewrecking rundown with her first known affair in 2012. So, real quick, what is a homewrecker? Why is Ariana being called one? Well, a homewrecker is someone who has physical relations with someone who is in a relationship, potentially even has a family. Listen, to be real, the level of blame placed on the homewrecker depends on how close they are to the person being cheated on. I think we can all agree if you sleep with someone in a relationship but didn't know they were in one, that you didn't do anything intentionally wrong, so it is okay. You are technically a homewrecker, but you're not an ill-meaning one. You didn't know. Now, if you know the person is in a relationship and you actively pursue them despite that, you don't care, you want him, break up with your girlfriend, I'm bored, then guess what? You're probably a POS and you earn that title of a homewrecker. That's why people are coming after Ariana, not because they're anti-woman or because they're deflecting blame from the real cheater, which was the man who left his family to be with her. People are coming after Ariana because she intentionally seeks out people in relationships time and time again. 2012 was the first year Ariana got publicly dubbed a homewrecker, and it was by Jai Brooks, who felt the singer had been cheating with Nathan Sykes. Jai Brooks began a long-distance relationship with Ariana that lasted about a year, and things seemed fine until the pop star publicly announced very suddenly Brooks had broken up with her through a text message. Brooks in turn didn't want to take any dirt, so he revealed that Ariana was actually still in a relationship with him when she started dating Sykes. Grande, on the other hand, denied the cheating accusations and that Jai was just trying to make her look bad, and that I did date Nathan, but then she went back to Jai and then back to Nathan again, which is what made this okay to do apparently. So, on to where the real actual homewrecking begins, which is our next segment, the year 2013. By March of 2013, Mac Miller had been dating Nomi Leisure since 2009. That's a solid 5 years. He met Ariana in 2012, that previous year, and the two had recorded a song and music video, The Way, phenomenal, at which point rumors started to circulate that maybe he had cheated on his long-term girlfriend, Nomi Leisure, with Grande during the production. It didn't help that Nomi announced that she was leaving Mac almost directly after. So, Mac and Nomi managed to reconcile, and they stay together. Mac shuts down rumors that their breakup had to do with Ariana because, to quote him at the time, that's the homie, she's got a boyfriend and everything. What boyfriend is that? Oh, the next relationship she homewrecked, which happened in our next segment, 2014. Naya Rivera, RIP, dealt with the nightmare of not only having your fiance cheat, but with someone younger and nepotistic. Talk about a slap to the face, without adding in Ariana's penchant to appropriate black culture on that offense list, so yikes. Rivera previously called out the singer for her affair with Big Sean in her Sorry Not Sorry memoir, where she famously wrote that on the one day that he was back in LA, he said he didn't want to see me, but since she had a key, she let herself into his house, recalling the time that she discovered Grande hanging out at the Detroit rapper's residence. I walk in, go downstairs, and guess what little girl is sitting cross-legged on the couch listening to music. It rhymes with Shmariana Shmonde, was Rivera's quip at the time. Of course, the black-haired beauty made it clear that she didn't witness any infidelity between Sean and Grande herself with her own 2 eyes, but according to her book, that revelation of an affair hit Rivera hard. She discovered that her engagement with Big Sean had essentially come to an end, and not only were they no longer getting married, but seems they weren't even together. She makes the decision to walk out, and then he began dating Ariana not long after. But only for 8 months. And it was only for 8 months because Ariana went right on back to home wrecking Mac Miller, this time in our next segment, 2016. This is the year that Mac Miller and Ariana officially get together. Shortly, very shortly, after he breaks up with Nomi Leisure again, who at this point he'd been dating for 7 years with the one exception of their breakup, which was caused by Ariana before. Mac and Ariana, a fan favorite couple, are quickly glamorized and romanticized by their young fans, but that all collapses inwards on itself in May 2018. After 2 years together, Ariana and Mac announced their split the very same week that she is seen with Pete Davidson out as a couple. Talk about top-notch scummy behavior. Scummy behavior made worse when you learn Pete Davidson had been in a 2.5-year-long relationship with Cassie David, who had absolutely no issue in immediately airing out to the press that Pete broke up with her and began dating Ariana the next day. She shared her emotional journey of dating the SNL star, recounting how Pete had taken Ariana on identical dates to the ones that were special to them, and how he'd literally just gotten tattoos inspired by Cassie, then broke up with her through a text message. Seems like Ariana and Pete made an arrangement to leave their partners for one another. Fact made worse when we all take a moment to collectively recognize the state of Mac Miller at the time. Because yeah, I will go there. She kicked the man while he was down by having this affair, and even her stans shouldn't try to deny that. Then, Pete was kicked to the curb out of her guilty conscience because of what happened, and then he's put through a public circus to distract people from how their relationship started, thus starting the descent into our last segment, 2020 to present. So, in 2020, Ariana announced she's dating Dalton Gomez. Now, according to fans, Dalton Gomez's ex-girlfriend named Ricky Barton had posted a photo on her Instagram story when he and Grande began dating, and that photo was captioned, "When you see your ex with the person they told you not to worry about." This, of course, leads to speculations that the pop singer might have been involved with Gomez while he was still in a relationship with Barton. And even her own fans saw the Homewrecker pattern at this point and were quick to make mention of it. A lot of quips about, yeah, this seems like Ariana. Then there's speculation surrounding Ariana and gag The Weeknd having an affair back in 2014, either before or during or after her relation with Big Sean. The rumors of this have floated since that 2014 Love Me Harder collab. So in January of 2022, the Torontonian releases his album, Dawn FM, and fans come up with an intriguing theory about one of the songs, I Heard You're Married. Seeing as none of The Weeknd's famous exes were married except for Ariana, fans thought this to be a potential subject. That and her, the song Off the Table seemed to provide some clues, leading some fans to believe that they had had some secret affair. But anyways, back to Dalton, who was happily married to Grande until their sudden 2023 divorce, and what'd you know? Ethan Slater leaves his wife of 2 years, who had literally just given birth, to shack up with none other than Ariana Grande. This is now the most brazen affair the singer has had, and it's drawn a lot of scorn and negative attention, as well as fans trying to argue that the label of a homewrecker is being used on Ariana for the sake of misogyny or being anti-woman. I hate to tell you guys this, but being a homewrecker in of itself is anti-woman, and it's become Ariana's entire brand. Need me to prove that to you? Break up with your boyfriend, I'm bored. 7 Rings, wherein she confidently sings, I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. These lyrics seem to reflect her assertive approach approach to her desires and relationships. This girl has been honest about being a homewrecker and sees no shame in it, in case you can't tell by her most recent single. So it's wild to see some people try to defend her. I think it's about time we bring back shame.